Hello and welcome, guys. I'm just shooting a quick video before my shift at 2. So today I want to talk about trendy versus timeless. I'm sort of going off this trend inspired by a podcast that I saw Emma Chamberlain do last year about whether fashion pieces are trendy or timeless. So I want to talk about some trends from this year. First, I want to talk about the onisuka tiger sneakers, which a lot of people have been traveling to Japan and getting these very trendy sneakers that they say are comfortable for the trip. But I mainly see it like as a trendy piece. They're this bright yellow sneakers, and don't get me wrong, they look very cool. And if you're a sneakerhead, I'm sure you want to get them. I also saw different variations. I saw a girl wearing them recently, the pink ones. There's like pink on pink onisuka tigers. And I also saw someone vlogging with the silver ones. So I think these are like the very trendy shoe this year. However, I don't really think they're going to be timeless. So I would advise against getting these. I know it may be tempting when you travel to get like trendy shoes, but if you want something to last in your closet and you don't want to resell them next year once they go out of style, I would advise against getting these onisuka tigers. Next, another big trend this year is polka dots. I've been seeing a lot of polka dot dresses, less blouses, but mainly dresses, white dresses with little tiny polka dot patterns. And I do think it's very chic. I think this is more on the timeless category because I think patterns like that always come and go, but this is something that you can rework your way into wearing, and it's not gonna look too fast fashion-y, because unless you get it from somewhere like Shein or maybe, I don't know, ASOS or Brandy Melville, like I don't think you should get some like polka dot dress unless it's like somewhere that looks, you know, a little bit more refined, maybe like sort of silky. And I'm gonna put some examples while I'm talking. I also saw earlier on my Pinterest board, earlier this year, I saw Addison Rae wear this like lingerie sort of like inspired polka dot dress. So I thought that was very cute. I also saw, what's her name? The girl from American Horror Story. She was wearing a very beautiful polka dot dress. And of course, the recent It pop girl, Olivia Dean, has been wearing a lot of polka dot. So I do think it has become a resurgence. And I really like this trend. I do think if you're gonna buy it, it's a little late on the trend. But however, I do think if you get something like that, it will definitely be worthwhile. Next up, we have little charms or just regular charms for your bag. And I've seen a lot of celebrities do this. I think it really started with the whole labubu trend to put it in like your charm as your like bag and like designer bag. And I'm not really a big fan of labubus. However, I do think having a charm in your bag can be very fun and whimsical. I think this is kind of trendy, but I think someone like Jane Birkin also had a lot of like things dangling on her bag at all times. So I think it's in between trendy and timeless. I think maybe like a chunky, you know, accessory can be fun every once in a while, but if you really want to, you can rotate them. Nothing. Oh, Tilly's like blocking the frame. There we go. It's in between trendy and timeless. I would say maybe little charms, big charms, you can rotate. So that's the in between. Another trend that I saw this year were those like little scarves that you can put, kind of like Hannah Montana inspired charms. Oh, sorry, what I'm saying. Hannah Montana scarves that are like really thin, kind of sometimes handmade. A lot of girls have been wearing them with like their fall outfits. You can wear them for winter. They're not really like for helping with the coldness, more like a fashion statement. I do think this is more timeless because it kind of gives me early 2010s like inspired fashion because of like that whole like Hannah Montana Disney Channel original movie type way. Speaking of 2010s, that is also coming in a resurgence. It's not really Y2K, it's more 2010s fashion. I do think a lot of trends like low-rise jeans are making a comeback. I think I think it's said like already in fashion that every 10 years, the things that were popular 10 years ago become popular again. So now it's 2025, so 2010s, early 2010 stuff, or 2015-ish stuff is popular. I also saw a lot of people were gravitating towards those Elena Gilbert, and Bella from Twilight sweaters that have like a little mesh on the front. I would say that's more like a trend because 2010s, comes and goes. Same thing with like animal print. I didn't really see that big of a trend for that this year. More on that. I would say polka dot would definitely be the one trend that was this year. For other things, I would say those ballerina or like ballet flats have been more popular this past few years. I definitely don't really like those, like, I would say it's like hoofs and like ballet flats. I really don't like those. I think that's more of a, I don't know, I'm like torn on those because it could be kind of like timeless because they are ballerina flats and it's kind of it's such a fashion statement. I'm gonna put those hoof ballerina flats more on timeless than trendy because I have seen them already for a few years, kind of in the runway and like really making a fashion statement. And girls, definitely not something I would personally wear, but I would say if you're really into making a fashion statement and you already like ballerina flats, that'd be cool. I think last year it was definitely more of like ballerina flats with coquette kind of attitude or style. A lot of like baby pink and baby yellow, like pastel yellow last year. So last thing I'm gonna say is that pastel yellow, I saw somewhere that pastel yellow is like the mint green of this generation because pastel yellow is so popular in dresses and blouses in the past couple of years. And I think mint green for older Gen Z was definitely a trend of like painting your walls in your bedroom mint green, and also a lot of clothes were mint green. So I think pastel yellow, another trend. But will we see those trends come and go with colors? I think a few years back it was like, or like for a little bit, I think it was maybe last year or the year before, we also have a bit of like the color red pop in and out. So yeah, colors always come and go. So next year's color, I don't know, maybe I will say maybe orange. I'm hoping for an orange comeback. All right, that's all the video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.